Hello guys and welcome back to our La Liga career mode here with Sevilla. We've got loads to crack on with today, where with 10 games left to play in La Liga, I'm going to play through probably 7 or 8 of them today as we look to wrap up Champions League football for next season. We're currently 11 points clear of Atletico Madrid in 5th. And we're only 8 points off the league leaders, Real Madrid. So still lots to play for, and we're going to dive through plenty of games today. Starting here at home at the Ramon Sanchez Pizjuan as we take on Deportivo Alaves. Vamos Sevilla. Oh, Agume pinches it. Amin's with him. Keep going, Lucien. Keep going, son. Agume, brilliant finish into the bottom corner. It was he who won the ball back. And it's he who finishes it off. I believe his second goal of the season and a perfect start today here. Corner for Alaves here as they look to get back into this contest. Shot blocked by Prados and cleared forward to Ajuke, who takes the ball down and looks to get away. And he's got the pace, still looking for his first goal of the season. Chidera Ajuke races away and does just about squeeze it under the keeper. Finally, we have that second goal to give us that cushion, and it's Chidera Ajuke off the bench with his first goal of the campaign. That's going to do it. Points are in the bag, so we'll jump into our next game, taking on Barcelona, I believe, away from home. And I said at the start of the episode, we've still got a very slim chance of potentially getting ourselves in this title race. We're still a little way off Barca and Real, but a big win here will certainly have us keeping the pressure on the top two. So let's see if we can get our first scalp against Barca. Vamos Sevilla. Corner for Barca, dangerous. Kepa punches. Spria can only head back into danger. It's taken off the toe of Ronald Araujo. Still Barcelona have it. Lewandowski in the middle. At his age, still firing in goals for Barcelona. And we probably need a win here today to keep any hopes of the title alive. And we've fallen behind in the opening 20 minutes. Lewandowski just always scores against me, man. Doesn't matter how old he is, he's probably going to be playing until he's 50 or 60 and still scoring. But as Amin gets half a yard, Amin lets one rip into the top corner. As I sort of lost my words there, but what a strike from Amin Gouiri, La Liga's top scorer. And we're back on level terms straight away. Yeah, we're underway in the second period here and still level at 1 apiece. That wonder goal from Amin Gouiri has us back on level terms as Kepa makes a pretty comfortable save. And we're playing with a bit of urgency as we know what's at stake. And for Barcelona, the pressure's sort of on them. You know, their fans will be heaving on the pressure after Real Madrid won the title last season. They'll be wanting them to get their hands on the trophy again. And with Real Madrid currently leading the way, the pressure is on them to stick with the Galacticos. But for us, there's no pressure. And we're playing like that today. And Amin nearly had us in front there as Yasser in behind. Yasser Espria looked to catch out Mike. Piqué's going to get there. Great determination from the young Spaniard. And Jibril finds Yasser, who's away from Gerard Martin. Still Yasser Espria into the middle for Amin. Oh, it's gone in. Oh, I don't believe it. What a howler at the back from Barcelona. And they might have just thrown their title chances away. That is a huge mistake. Lewandowski, Coman, brought down by Gila. I think it's just going to be a yellow. Maybe not. It might be red. Yeah, Mario Gila sent off. Once again, we've had 2 red cards in this save. Both of them have come for the Spaniard Mario Gila. And as Coman was racing away, I took the decision to bring him down. We need this win, man. And there is the whistle as well. What a huge victory for Sevilla. Our first over Barcelona during the course of this save. We beat Atleti in the previous episode, and that was our first scalp of the career against them. And now we've done the same against Barcelona, and depending on results, we could potentially have cut the gap at the top of the table to just 3 points. Before we jump into our next game, I want to go and check out the league table. Well, as we get back to the menus, we see that Gila will be suspended for the next game, but Real Madrid have won, so the gap remains at 6. But for Barcelona, we're just a point behind them now. And that was their first loss of the season as well. Wow, unbelievable stuff. As Real Madrid remain unbeaten with 8 games left to play. I don't think we're going to catch them. It is a huge task for us to do so in the final 8. But we've been on such a good run and we've got favourable fixtures. There's no reason why we can't win 6 or 7 of our remaining 8 games. So we'll just crack on into the next game, returning back home. And a really favourable fixture as we take on Elche, who are sat in the relegation zone and fighting for points down the bottom of the table. This should be a banker, but they're quite often the hardest games to win. Vamos, Sevilla. That's a lovely skill. Early goal would be lovely here, and Piqué's in behind. Piqué does get an early goal. Back on the score sheet, and Sevilla are in front again. We are coming for you, Real Madrid. Do not take your eye off the ball, because we will be there if you do slip up. Corner. Pedrosa gets his head to it, doesn't clear. Oh, Amin off the line. What a fantastic clearance. Doing everything, not just scoring and assisting, but helping the team out defensively as well. What a clearance. Yeah, we're into the second half here, about 10 minutes or so played, and still we lead by just a single goal to nil. Piqué's early goal in the 4th minute, the difference between the two sides, as Piqué with a brilliant reverse pass, and Amin will not miss that. We've got our second goal slightly earlier than the game against Deportivo Alaves, and we should be able to see this out comfortably from here. Is Sofiane Diop off the bench and back from his injury. And slid in behind. Sofiane Diop still waiting for his first goal in a Sevilla shirt. Will it come here? Sofiane Diop back from injury and on the score sheet for the first time in a Sevilla shirt. That is going to seal it. And I said that, like with Yasser Asprilla, we've got to keep patient with this lad. He's still young at 25. And we've got to give him time to settle in a Sevilla shirt. And he's got his first goal here. And I'm hoping he's going to have a strong end to the season. 3 goals today, 3 points in the bag. And let's jump straight into our next clash. Espanyol away from home as we look to keep the pressure on Real Madrid at the top of the table, as we've now jumped above Barcelona and into second place. We're on a fantastic winning form and we feel like we can beat anyone at the moment. Vamos, Sevilla. Romero to Agume. Yasser out wide. Lovely skill. Steps infield and finds Piqué. Lovely counter-attack from Sevilla. There is Isaac Romero, and it's dropped in. Desplanches will want that one back. I think Romero will claim it. It's a lovely move from Sevilla, and we're in front once again. Yeah, leading by 1 into the second half here, just approaching the hour mark. And like against Elche and Alaves, if we can grab that second goal, which Isaac Romero does right on cue, it will relieve some of that pressure and we look set for another win in La Liga. I think this is going to be something like an 8 or 9 game winning streak. This is a phenomenal run, and yet that's all she wrote. Another victory for Sevilla. I need to double check what sort of winning run we're on, because it's an incredible string of victories. And loads of clean sheets in there as well. We were so inconsistent at the start of the campaign, and now we've found our consistency and we can't stop winning. So we're just going to keep the games rolling. Huge game up next as we welcome our bitter rivals Real Betis to the Ramon Sanchez Pizjuan. As I mentioned, we've been on a phenomenal run, but Betis themselves are hunting down European football. And with this being such a bitter rivalry, I'm expecting a much tougher game here. Vamos, Sevilla. Yeah, I've just had a look and it is 10 wins in a row in La Liga for Sevilla as Piqué's onside and opens the scoring as we look to make it 11. And the most astonishing thing about that winning run is it's 9 clean sheets in those 10 wins. The only goal we conceded came against Barcelona at the beginning of today's episode. It's been a phenomenal run from Sevilla and it doesn't look like ending. Yeah, off and underway in the second 45 here. Still leading by 1 thanks to Piqué. And it's the same pattern in practically all of our games at the moment. But, you know, on this winning run of form and with the fixtures that we have remaining, I think we've got to play all of the bottom 3. Valencia in there as well is our toughest remaining fixture. But I think we can win all of our remaining 5 games after this one. As Benyat looks to place one into the top corner, and it's a brilliant save. And honestly, man, we're not going anywhere. Of course, we need Real Madrid to slip up along the way, but we are not going anywhere. Yeah, I think this is going to do it. We've been in control in this second half as Puertas gets the dagger off the bench, second goal of the season, and it's a carbon copy of about the last 5 or 6 games. A 2-0 victory for Sevilla once again, and it is 11 wins in a row in La Liga, 10 clean sheets during that run as well, and we look absolutely unstoppable at the moment. We still might come up short though, because we've got to close that gap to Real Madrid, and they themselves keep winning. But this is a huge win, our most difficult game we had remaining this season, and we've defeated our bitter rivals Real Betis. We'll jump straight into our next game. It is Mallorca away from home, another very winnable fixture as we look to keep this streak going. Vamos Sevilla. Hour played here in Mallorca, corner for Sevilla, still deadlocked at 0-0. I've just made a few changes just to freshen things up, and Piqué has the chance to open the scoring, and we just had to be patient today. We haven't quite seen the fast start that we've had in many of the other fixtures in this fantastic run, but we've just been biding our time, we've been patient, and with 25 to play we have the breakthrough. Now we can play with a little bit of pressure relieved as Piqué brings us forward, finds Amin with a beautiful pass. Amin takes his time, and that should be 2. It's off the post, and Amin will slide in the second. Bit of a scrappy goal, not quite how I drew it up, but Amin Gouiri off the bench wraps up the points again for Sevilla. And yep, Amin's goal off the bench will wrap it up as it is another victory for Sevilla. That makes it 12 in a row in La Liga, 11 clean sheets in that run. But we're still waiting for Real Madrid to slip up. I believe we're still 6 points behind them, but I will be hoping for a slip up between now and the end of the season. Well, actually a couple of slip ups, because of course with the head-to-head ruling, we have to have a better points tally by the end of the campaign. So it is unlikely, but it's still a phenomenal run from Sevilla. We'll jump into match day 35 here as we take on Real Oviedo away from home. I believe they're struggling near the bottom of the table, so again another great chance for a win here to make it 13 in a row in La Liga. Vamos Sevilla. Yeah, I'm trying not to focus on the results of the other teams, namely Real Madrid and the points tallies and all of that. I'm just trying to make sure we win every game that we go into. And at the moment, we're doing a phenomenal job of doing that. Piqué once again on the score sheet. Brilliant work by Yasser down the right-hand side. And it's unlikely that we're going to pull this off. Real Madrid are massive favourites, and they'd have to completely bottle it between now and the end of the season in the final few games. So it's very unlikely, but all we can do is do our job, win our games, and push them all the way. And that's going to do it as well, guys. Not a very good game, but we will grind out the 1-0 victory. Piqué's goal in the opening half an hour, the only real chance of the game. Couple of little half chances, but Oviedo didn't really offer much, and with 3 games left to play, we still have given ourselves a mathematical chance of claiming the championship. A very slim chance, but do you know what? I think we'll close out with this this final game. Valencia back at home at the Ramon Sanchez Pizjuan. And I'm hoping that after this fixture, heading into the final 2, which will come in the next episode, I'm hoping there's still going to be a mathematical chance. Got to get the win here, though. Vamos Sevilla. Yeah, we've got to make sure we win here to give ourselves any chance of going into the final 2 with still an opportunity of winning the title. And Diop could be away here. Sofiane should have the pace. The question is, does he have the finish? Sofiane Diop. How has he missed? Oh my goodness. Romero finds Diop again. There's Prados, and Beñat will finish it off. How on earth did I miss that chance with Diop? Went for too much power, but thankfully we managed to keep the chance alive, and Beñat finishes the move off to give us the lead. We've got to get the victory here to give ourselves any chance heading into the final 2. Oh, as Kudus does superb down the left. Beats Sanchez and holds him off. Swings the cross in. Oh, it's going to drop in. Oh my goodness, how on earth did that stay out? We might need to go and have another look at that in a moment. But for the time being, Diop races away. Diop could make it too. Sofiane, can he finish this time? Diop, he's put it wide. Oh, Stein, that's brilliant. Sem Stein lays it on a plate. What a save, Kepa. This game has been absolute madness. And we still remain up by a goal as Diop does well. Finds Romero, who finds Piqué, who can't quite get away. Oh, and here come Valencia again, and this time they do get the goal. Simeone at the near post, and they deserve it as well. Valencia level, title chances could be out the window. Yeah, we need to win, remember. We need to win. Keep our chances alive. As Amin off the bench finds Ajuke. There's Prados again. And he is denied by Dimitrevski. Still 15 minutes to play. This has been a crazy game here. As Piqué finds Prados. And there is Salas across the box for Loic Bardet. And the two centre-backs link up for the goal. Wearing the armband today, Loic Bardet with a huge goal for Sevilla. And there is the whistle. And we're going to hold on for a huge, huge victory here in Seville. Valencia not playing like a team who had nothing to play for and pushing us all the way. But Loic Bardet's goal late on will win it. And I'll have to show you some of the images of the goal line clearance from the game winner, Loic Bardet. Man of the match performance from him. And we've seen two fantastic goal line clearances today. Amin Gouiri earlier on from a corner, but this one from Loic Bardet, the best I've seen in a long, long time. That is a couple of blades of grass from ending up in the back of the net. And then, not too long after, he scores the winning goal to secure all 3 points. Let's go and find out how the table looks before closing out the episode. Well, to close out the episode, guys, Real Madrid haven't played yet, so we go just a point behind them. They're at home to Rayo Vallecano as we receive a bid for Sanchez, but he's not going anywhere, especially not to Porto. And, oh, they've drawn. Oh, wow, okay. At home to Vallecano, a 2-2 draw. So, yeah, we definitely will leave it there. Heading into the final 2 games of the season, Real Madrid have the 2-point advantage, and they have a better head-to-head record than us. So we will have to best their points tally if we are to win the league. It's very, very unlikely, but there is still a chance. So we'll leave those final 2 games, both winnable fixtures against Eibar at home and then Las Palmas away on the final day of the season. Both of them down at the bottom of the league. So definitely 2 games that I would fancy us to win. Real Madrid themselves also play Las Palmas at home at the Bernabeu, and then they travel to CD Leganes on the final day. So I'd expect them to win both of them as well. But we've pushed them as far as we possibly can, and we'll take it to the final day at least. I hope you have enjoyed, guys, and I'll catch you for the next episode very soon. Take care.